CityFM89.
Welcome back to Full Disclosure, everyone. I am so excited to have our guest with us today. A friend, I might say, but more importantly, the award-winning creative director and founder of Contentory, a marketing firm based out of Pakistan, and somehow a mom of two while looking so young and doing so many things together. Huma Mobin is joining us today. Hello, Huma. How are you?
Hi, Sabah. How are you? We are definitely friends, and we could be more than that. So,
Yeah. Well, I'm always looking for that. But there is a reason that we really wanted you on the show today. In addition to just being an incredible, again, award-winning, amazing person, you just recently went to Cannes film, well, not creative film festival. You're going to explain why you were at Cannes, and and we
yeah.
wanted you on the show to talk about the experience you had and wanting to talk to more women who listen to this show and watch our channels and stuff about the things that you experienced and your career bit. So can you tell us a little bit about you and what you just I keep saying went through, but where you just went? Yeah.
It was definitely something I went through. So basically, I graduated from NCA in 2011. And ever since that, I've been in the marketing industry. So it's been more than 10 years. I'm an ancient, I'm a dinosaur when it comes to the marketing advertising industry. I worked with BBDO Pakistan for almost 5 years. So my clients over there were Pepsi, Lay's, Kurkure, all of these big MNCs. And while working over there, I was exposed to this new set of things that happen in advertising that not a lot of Pakistanis knew at the time, which is basically that you work towards certain socially impactful campaigns. When given effectiveness of it, you can win awards. So none of the local Pakistanis or anyone would know about this, but this video in Pakistan has a strong network. They're from Omnicom Group. So they had this thing, hey, why don't you make some campaigns and win some awards? So we started doing from UN Women Beat Me. If you remember correctly, there was this thing that you can likely beat your wife. So we decided to twist that around and release a campaign with UN Women where we asked men to beat us at the game where we're strong at. So that went viral. Then there was Truck Card Child Finder, where we use truck cards to find missing children because there's no agency that helps Pakistani parents find their own children if they're missing. So we collaborated with Roshni NGO and with this truck art artist, and we painted 20 images of children and released those trucks. And out of 20, we were able to find 7 missing children.
Oh
So
my
yeah.
God, that is amazing. So I'll tell you, I definitely wrote about this campaign because, and I'm sure many people listening knew about it because it was just an insane use of I mean, insane in the best way, use of something which is such a cultural icon of our country and our, and our art in the world. And recovered 7 children. That's amazing.
I know. I think at that time I was done. I was like, okay, I'm done with my life. I've done that. I've helped in finding 7 missing children. But these are some of the campaigns that we did that went crazy. They won awards. So Cannes Line is one of the most difficult and one of the most biggest award shows for advertising. So what happened is that we would, so our network would, contribute and put down these forms and fillers and everything, apply for these awards. And, while sitting in Lahore office, going through this, you'd come across, oh, you won, you get a list of, oh, you won this many awards. Oh, you won this many awards. And you'd be like, yeah, all right, I won awards. I won more than 300 international awards. Now what? And out of those are 3 gold lines, which are extremely difficult to win. But the thing was that even in 2020, I was ranked the highest ranking creative in Pakistan. And it was just sad because my father was looking at me and I was crying, oh my God, I am the highest ranking creative in Pakistan. I'm the most creative person in Pakistan right now. But he was like, if you were a man, you'd be getting a lot of options and offers. But I'm sorry to burst your bubble. That's not going to happen. And I was like, I agree with you. And you know what? What I'm going to do is I'm going to start my own firm. I don't need a man to give me approval or options or, offers. I'm going to do this myself. So during the pandemic, I ran my own agency with a partner. We were doing campaigns out there. Campaigns, I think you even shared a couple of them as well when, we released the Eat campaign, which was shot within my house with my kids, with my parents, with our driver, with our help, because at that time you couldn't shoot. But that's how it started. It was just all of this going on. And during the pandemic, I got pregnant again. I got COVID during the pregnancy, but during this time I kept working. And I would like to also say that there were a couple of female marketers who reached out to me and said, we want to work with you. Like, we don't care. We actually want to work with a woman because you can understand. So one of them was Rifa
Yeah.
Kadri. She was the marketing head at Food Panda, and she reached out and we worked together. We made amazing campaigns together. So I would also say that there was a bad side, but there was also a good side where the women were really supporting each other.
That is absolutely amazing. And of course, I love to hear it. And also, shout out to me for sharing campaigns because I love to support women's work and the like. So, you got into this, and I think that's so interesting because even for someone like me, I've worked in marketing for like a hot second, like, but not really to that extent. Like, we think of marketing as a money maker, as this and that like its sole purpose is this, but like really you were so, what's the word I'm looking for? You were pulled in to like try to use messaging and talk to people and share real stories and stuff. So let's get into where you were last week, where
Oh,
your career has taken you. Because so one of the reasons I want to home on the show, and we'll get into it, is like she had like, I mean, a revelation I'm sure that's existed in you, but you came back and you were powered and you wanted to talk to Pakistani women about this. So where were you last week and what took you there?
I'm still there. Mentally, I'm still there. So basically, Cannes Lions, like I told you, it's one of the biggest award shows. They, about 6, 7 years ago, they started a program called CADS, which is sort of like a female exploration program. What they do is they have these applications that are released, I think, around January, February. You subscribe to it. You get the application, you write up on it. I did have a couple of mentors. Out of those 6, 7 years, I want to say this: three female creative directors from Pakistan have gone to this amazing program. So it wasn't just me. There was my ex boss and the ex boss before me as well who have gone and who helped me
Mm.
write down these applications, which I want to reach out to women as well. Okay, whenever you're writing this application, you can reach out to me, DM me, email me, call me. I will help you guys out. And once you've written down that application, you just wait and wait and wait because only 16 girls are selected from around the world. And this time it was me out of 700 to 800 applicants that got selected. And the best
Amazing.
part about it was all paid for. So as a Pakistani, you'd be thinking, oh my God, how many euros and everything. No, it was all paid for. It was the travel, the stay. And even now I realize I only paid for my meal twice. Other than that, everything was paid for. And we were like VIP. We could go to Meta beach party or Pinterest beach party. Like, show the badge and be like, please make way. CAD cohort is coming. So we were like the badasses going around over there. So I did
Amazing.
go there and I had no expectations. I just didn't know. So the first thing when we landed over there was that we had a talk with Madonna Badger, who was the one leading our CAD cohort, and she just kept emphasizing this point. You deserve to be here. Let go of your imposter syndrome. Because honestly, I was thinking, we've got people here from LA and, Korea and, Nigeria. And these people are amazing. What the hell am I doing over here? But,
Yeah.
that first talk was just like, shedding it off. Like, you deserve to be here. Own your space. Make your space. Walk with that pride that you're here and you made it, and stop being humble. Like, that was the first talk was enough to jolt me back. Okay, now time to shed the Pakistani Huma and just go back to being my regular Huma. Because being back at home between pamper changes and feeding and between all of that, I was still managing my meetings. It was just that your mind, I started feeling my brain cells dying while I was home. And when I went there and was exposed to this, the first talk was just like, okay, I have done something to deserve to be here, and I'm going to make the best out of it.
You know, I love that you said that because I think that's something so many of us deal with. I mean, I've been doing this show for 5 years, and if you ask my producer, I'll still be like, "Do you like me?" Because we're so trained to believe that, like, it's almost as if our success is a favor that's being done for us. And I'll tell you, in one of my last sort of career shifts I did, and I was working with a new company, I had a very blunt statement said to me that was, "Do you think anyone is going to pay you for fun? Like, just because Q&A, let's give them a chance." No, we're paying you because we want you to work here because we see value in your work. And I think that's such an interesting thing that it's like you were selected out of 700, 800 people, and you're like, they might have made a mistake. I might, maybe I'm not supposed to be here, but of course you earned it, which is a big part of why you wanted to talk today, I believe, is trying to make women understand that, one, take the chance, first of all, to do something. And secondly, like, believe it when you get that
Yeah.
chance that it was meant for you. Yeah. Very
So
cool. Very cool.
the first night that I landed, I was extremely tired. It was a long haul flight, and I just went to my hotel room, and there was a welcome dinner for us, like big, lavish 3-course meal and all that. And I just messaged, we made a WhatsApp group, and I messaged, "Hey, I'm at the hotel, but I don't think I can come." And I just got an instant reply. It was Bernice from LA, and she's like, "Huma, I just stepped out of the hotel. I'm coming back. Get ready." And that
Yeah.
energy was just like, you know what? Person doesn't even know me and she wants me to come. So how can I say no to that? I'm in Cannes and these amazing women are here to meet me. So we started walking towards this dinner and we went there and I took some really cute ornaments for all the girls because I wanted to tell them about Pakistan and our jewelry and everything. So I gave it all to them and I was sitting and all of a sudden these 3 girls come to me and they're like, we need to talk to you, Huma. And I was like, okay, I'm scared. Why are these 3, white girls coming to talk to me? And they're like, you're a mother of 2 and you're running your own company. Can you tell us how you do that? Because we want to have kids, but we're scared. But when we read your profile, we're like, what's going on? And the funny thing was about it, Sabah, that I never thought I was doing such a big deal because you're so internalized with running the house, taking care of the kids and running your firm and also winning awards on the side, that it never seemed like a big deal to me. In fact, I wanted to keep doing more until these 3 women came to me and they're like award winning creatives. They're selected for this program and they're asking me and I'm like, why are you asking me? Like, I just wing it as I go. And when I started explaining to them, I started realizing, man, I do a lot. I just don't realize it. Raising 2
Yeah.
kids and trying to blog and and also trying to make a living in this economy that we're living in. I do, I am like, I deserve to be here. These women are coming to me for advice. And I think by the end of it, I had convinced them, go have babies. You're just gonna do amazing. I think.
Yeah. Well, it is interesting, right? And I think this conversation comes up, but not often enough that, like, even in the world we're in, which, it's shifting at least aista aista. I don't know how fast in Pakistan is shifting, but, 2 incomes in a household, or 2 people are working, or more women are, entering the workforce, or this and that. There's still this expectation of, Ghar to, she's still gonna have to run the house, and she's still gonna be the one primarily raising the children, and she's still the one primarily making a lot of the decisions. And one thing that gripped me when you came back from this thing you earned and you did amazing at, was you wrote, like, I want to talk to women about this because the patriarchy is impacting everything. And not speaking about, your family watching this and they're like, why is Sabah coming from our home? But what I mean to say is more so that, like, there's this acceptance that women will always kind of do more, but the more they're doing is not valued at the same level because we're just meant to do it.
Yeah.
This is what's written for you. So, like, tell us a bit about your thoughts on that.
So, Sabah, you know what? Throughout this program, we were crying almost every day. There was one talk or one lecture or one workshop where we all were, including the person leading this, was crying, like literally. Because I realized that what I realized during that time was that this patriarchy is universal. Every person that was coming, every mentor that was coming was telling us this time and time again that, you know what, the first day, the night time I told you, you earned this spot. The second day we were told, act as if, like just act as if this is a big boys club. They do it all the time. They take the position and then they act as if, or fake it till you make it. These were the two mottos we were told again and again, that do that. This is something you got to learn. So throughout the workshops that we were having, there were women coming us, talking to us about it, how they had it difficult, how they tried to break that, how they tried to, do something for other women. But I remember distinctively there was a glass line jury that had come and they were talking about, how difficult it is for women. And that's when we were sobbing so hard, because I could hear the person who started this program and paved way for women in advertising agencies. She was crying and she was saying, we tried so hard to make it easier for them, but it hasn't changed. And we couldn't stop
Mm,
our tears, because it's universal, it's there. But the thing was that we were also told to um, sort of weaponize this uh, against them. Like, the first thing that I learned throughout the process was, I don't know if it's a Pakistani thing. I've experienced that women bring women down. It's rampant here. But over there was this entire vibe of women just supporting each other on every single thing. Hey, take a picture of me. I would ask Song to keep taking my pictures, not once, and I would apologize. I'm so sorry. Can you please take a picture of me? She's like, stop apologizing. I'll take a picture. I have like good pictures of you. She'd bend down, she'll do this. It was just the vibe over there, that they were so kind and sweet. I mean, we met the global head of Ogilvy, Sakshi, and she sat down with us. She was supposed to come and give us a lecture, but she sat down. And the women coming together, supporting each other, that was my key takeout, that, hey, this is how we're going to smash the patriarchy. This is how we're going to do it. If the girls stick together, you have to stick together, which is why I
I
wanted to come and,
Oh, no, I'm so sorry. There was a delay and I was like, "Oh, no, I cut her off." But I mean, I think that's one of the most actual powerful tools of the patriarchy is that they make you believe that if there's a table, one seat is for the woman, right? So which means that if
yeah,
there's 9 women in an office, then one must defeat 8 instead
yeah.
of, and like this power has, their hope is we'll be so busy dismantling each other that we won't notice that there are about 10 other seats that we can be systematically removing people from because they
Exactly.
reserve this
And
seat for
like,
themselves, right? So
women who are smarter and more able than men. So it won't be about, so I've come with this mindset. I know I probably might not succeed with it, but I really want to believe that this can happen, is when Homa's given a seat at the table of 8 people, right, with men around it. Homa will say, you know what? These 2 girls are doing amazing well as well. So I'm not going to join this seat unless you give them the seat as well. Or if you can't, write it down in writing that 6 months later on, they will be considered at least for the seat. It's not about, oh, I got it and that's about it. It's about creating way for others as well. And it's not going to impact your credibility. So there's a lot of competition as well, which has been introduced and induced in us. Oh, she's doing well. She's doing well. Everyone can do well and still be a stellar at what they're doing at. But it doesn't have to overpower. There's no competition in this.
yeah. I mean, I will say, I do feel lucky that a lot of I find the influencer space, which both of us occupy, like in ways of our own, like I've always had women be like, get up, like we're going at this together. You're going to ask for what you want and this and that. And I do think that message should be pushed out more, right? Is that it's not us versus us, it is us versus the system or the world and coming together. I think, one of the reasons I wanted you on the show today to talk about this experience is because of that, is that the notion of just sort of like, first of all, you had your own back by doing this in the first place, which I think is so important. That's honestly a lesson against patriarchy, whether people see it that way or not. But then,
Yeah.
secondly, the fact that it was something you wanted to bring back for other people. Like it's the same lesson, right? That like I want to bring this back. So because we got to wrap this up in just a little bit, where can the people find you and get like follow you, interact with you? Where can they?
Instagram is the best tool. It will give you a good idea of the kind of person that I am. Reach out to me, DM me. My email's in it as well. I think my number's in it as well, but I don't want to, because you can't leak your number as a Pakistani woman. So do reach out to me. For those who I start having a conversation with, I give out my number as well. We can have a talk. I can help you guys. Remember, January, February is when they go to Councilline website, subscribe to their CABA program so that they announce it to you. And you know what? I hope. I mean, there were 3 women from America, and I was like, you know what? Why can't there be 3 women from Pakistan going next time down? Like, each of us deserve a space, and I really, really want more women to go so that our creative industry is more empowered by women giving each other space, supporting each other, collaborating with each other to make this a male-dominated industry into a very female-centric industry. Because let's just end it at that marketing and advertising requires certain form of observation, which only females have. I'm sorry. Mic drop.
Well, I'm gonna add a little more to your mic drop, but one thing that I've learned in my few years of being an adult woman is that much of the world of advertising, marketing, and stuff is run by the money we spend. Like, we are the biggest spenders. We are the ones that are the consumers. And I think that I was gonna say what advice you would give to someone getting in this field is, and advice I would give as an outsider, is that you're actually not outside of it. Even these male dominated fields, they're male dominated because of the systems and the legacies in place, but the buying power, the spending power, it actually is very much in the hands of women, even though it may not
Women.
seem like it. And of course, Pakistan specifically, I don't want to be insensitive. I know we have a long, long way to go. But these spaces, they don't have space for you. You can make the space. So I would say Huma has given out her social media. Definitely reach out there. I will during my show, full disclosure. So right now, if you check my stories, I'll make sure to share Huma's profile as well as share the links to the CANNES situation so that you can make sure you get in there before the time is up. And Huma, I want to thank you so much for joining us today. It's been inspiring. It's been awesome. I hope to do more stuff like this and have more incredible women come on. And I hope, Huma, you put out content like this too. She's an awesome content creator and great stories. So definitely
Thank
worth
you
a
so
follow on
much.
Instagram. All right,
Thank you
thank
so much for
you.
having me, Sabah. Thank you so much. This means a lot. Thank
Thanks.
you. Love you.
Have a good
Bye.
one. Bye.
CityFM 89.